Hello, my name is Brittany Lord, and I'm the facilitator and counselor, licensed professional counselor for the Remembering Our Babies therapy and support group. I hope you're having a great day. This is the 9th video in a series of videos highlighting some ways that we can process the emotional, spiritual, cognitive, all the different effects of grief. If you're watching this video, you are on probably the grief journey, or you know someone you love, is on a very difficult grief journey that is a club that no one wants to be a part of. If you've lost a child due to miscarriage, infant loss, or have struggled with the pain of infertility, we're so glad you're here, and we're so glad that we can come alongside you. Please note that if you are having a mental health or a medical health emergency, please stop this video and go to your nearest emergency medical facility. Keep in mind that this video and what I'm talking about today in any of the videos are not meant to diagnose and treat mental health conditions. It is simply some psychoeducation to give you some information and experiential or hands-on way to process the effects of the grief experience. Thanks so much for being in attendance today. In 2023, our group was so excited to highlight some new ways that we're going to be servicing our community and beyond, the global community, if you will, of people who are part of this club that, again, as I said, no one wants to be a part of. So we're offering 3 ways that we can do that. The first weekend in November, that's coming up really soon, and I'll have some more information about that in a couple of weeks. We will be having our annual Remembering Our Babies Walk to Remember. At that walk, again, it's the first Saturday in November, and it's going to be from 2 to 7. I'll have another video next week highlighting what's going to be happening, but we'll have raffles, food trucks, a walk, fun activities for kids, including face painting and games, and a great way to remember our babies and take the steps that they never got to take. At the end of the evening, we'll be having a candle lighting ceremony. It's always a very rich, very sweet, and very emotional time for us to remember our babies gone too soon. Please make plans to attend and message us if you'd like more information, and please stay tuned for next week's video highlighting what we'll be doing at that walk. Another way that we're servicing our community and helping those who have been a part of this grief experience is by offering this monthly video highlighting some ways that you can process the effects of grief. Please stay tuned for more videos at the first of each month, and take a listen at the rest of the videos. If you have a comment, a question, or a concern, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to come alongside you. If you feel that you would like to have some more one-on-one individual therapy, as I mentioned before, I'm a licensed professional counselor who myself have a history of infertility, miscarriage, and infant loss. And I would love to be able to come alongside you and give you one-on-one. We offer from this group complimentary individual therapy sessions. Please message us for more information. So here it is, October 1st, and in this video, I'd like to highlight a very difficult time of the year. You know, very soon we'll start seeing the commercials on television. We'll probably already have started seeing the Christmas decorations, or at least the fall decorations and Thanksgiving things, signaling to us that the holidays are coming up. And what is most often the most wonderful time of the year for many people is often the most difficult time of the year for some of us. For those of us who are struggling with a grief experience, either this year or in years past, the holidays can be a very difficult time of the year. Everything points, whether it's the music, the food, the traditions, everything points to years ago. And so it reminds us of maybe who's not here. Maybe that's a child that's lost. Maybe that's a parent that's lost. It reminds us of who's not sitting at the Christmas dinner table or the Thanksgiving table. Everyone's happy and merry, and we're maybe anything but. And so it really highlights that experience for us that we're not happy, we're not gleeful, we're not joyful. And it makes it even harder to celebrate Christmas. So I'd like to go over some information, and I'm going to put this handout in the comment section on this video. I have a teenage son, and he always helps me with that. They know so much more than I do. But I have a Coping with Grief During the Holidays handout. I've compiled this, just borrowed from different publications that I've seen, to highlight some of the ways that have helped many of my clients, and I know could help you to be able to cope a little bit better during the holiday season. So number one, just trust that grief is part of the healing process. Time doesn't heal all wounds. It's something I've told many clients in group and in individual therapy. Just because it's Christmas doesn't mean our grief takes a holiday. We're still experiencing that. And we can live, maybe in a holiday season, where joy can come alongside sadness, and those things can exist together. It may be easy to pretend maybe that the holidays don't exist, or to numb ourselves out during the holidays. But I found for many clients it's helpful to welcome the grief experience into our traditions, and we'll talk a little bit about how we can do that. Maybe set some healthy boundaries. Boundaries are something that, to be honest, I've never really met someone that had all their boundaries together. And when we're going through a grief healing process, that can maybe make those boundaries that we've maybe needed to work on in the past a little bit more evident. We don't have to force ourselves to go to every single holiday party that we're invited to. Maybe we go, but go for an hour. That's okay. Christmas doesn't have to look like it's always looked. We can change it up this year. Focus on what we can control. When we walk into the mall, we're going to be faced with Christmas music, and we can't control that. But we can control how many Christmas cards we send out. Maybe if we've sent out 100, 150, 200 Christmas cards in the past, maybe we scale that number down. Or maybe instead of buying Christmas gifts for everyone on our list, we agreed, let's all do something fun together and make some memories rather than buying some more stuff. I don't know about you, but that's kind of the last thing that I need is more things in my house. But I sure would appreciate some more memories with my family and those that I love. Planning ahead. This is so important, and I've talked to so many clients that this is really helpful for. Having a way or a plan of escape can be so helpful if you do decide to go to that holiday party. Drive your own car. Have an agreed amount of time. Okay, we're going to spend an hour at this, and that's all. So that way we know, okay, there's a way of escape. I don't know if you all had seen, I think it's the movie Four Christmases, but they had a code word, mistletoe. Maybe let's have a code word with your spouse or with your kids. Banana, mistletoe, whatever it is, a code word that signals, okay, it's time to go. Allow yourself to feel a range of emotions. That's just what we were talking about a moment ago. You may have moments where you're very joyful. You're able to celebrate with those who are around, family, friends, co-workers, pets, whoever it is that's your support system. Surround yourself with those people. But just know there are going to be moments of sadness, and that's okay. I've often said before and told clients that grief is the price for love. When we love hard, we will grieve hard. Maybe find a way to honor those memories. In just a moment, we're going to talk about a great way to do that. I know that when I lost my son 10 years ago this year, a great friend of mine took me to a glass blowing store here in Chattanooga, and I blew my breath into a glass ornament to honor my little boy. Brock Dennison Lord would have been 10 years old this year. He was gone at 23 days old, and there's not a day goes by that I don't think about him. I have that ornament sitting on my dresser to remind me every day that he's still with me, that I'm a part of him and he's a part of me. Thank you, Elise, for that ornament, by the way. So maybe find a way to honor those memories, and we'll talk about that. Maybe create some new traditions. Maybe you've gotten together with family every year on Christmas Eve, but this year, let's take a trip. Let's go out to eat. There's tons of restaurants that are maybe open on Christmas or Christmas Eve. There's nothing like a Waffle House run on Christmas Day. So maybe find some new traditions that your family can be a part of. At the end of the day, it's not about the food. It's not about the gifts. It's about being with those you love and honoring what Christmas truly means, a celebration of our Savior. Maybe do something kind for others. Many books, and if you Google how to cope with grief, it'll talk about altruism and doing for others. We have tons of ways to do that really all year round, but Christmas really, there's tons of ways to do that, including maybe the angel tree, or maybe getting a name and a family from your church. Maybe there's a drive, a toy drive. I think Toys for Tots here in Chattanooga, they collect things. Maybe if your child, like my son, is going to be a certain year old, maybe picking out a little boy or a little girl that's that age this year. And instead of, since you would have bought gifts and things for him or her, maybe buying some things for a child in need. Asking for help. This is really hard for me. I'm independent to a fault. Reminding loved ones that you're having a hard time. Reminding them that they can talk about your loss, whether you've lost a child, you have lost the hope of having a child, or struggling with infertility. Letting them know it's okay to talk about that. We can welcome that and normalize it. So I'll put this in the comments section as soon as I have my teenage son do that for me. But I wanted to talk about a great practical way to honor that person that's gone too soon, whether that be a child, the hope of a child, or maybe somebody else in your life. So these little plastic ornaments, and I've gotten them in different shapes and sizes in years past. I got this particular one from the Dollar Tree. So again, very cheap, inexpensive. And you can find different ways to fill these up. So the jar opens at the bottom, and you can fill it up with different things. The one that I chose to make, it says on it, you can't read that, a blue Christmas is still Christmas. I had a little boy, so I like the blue and white with that. If you wanted to have a little girl, of course you can decorate it with pink or whatever color, or you can put some Christmas things in there. All of these things that I got at the Dollar Tree, very inexpensive. Ribbon, just some little pieces that go in there to give some sparkle, and maybe some ribbon. You can hang this maybe on your tree. I even had a client once that she said, we don't put up a Christmas tree because we have cats, and so we're too afraid they'll tear it down. So she took her ornament and hung it at her office during the Christmas season to remind her of her children, the miscarriages, of children that she had lost. You can hang this on your tree or wherever else that you wanted to, and you can hang it front and center for all that come into your home for them to see. Or maybe you put it on the back of the tree so that maybe only you, or maybe your immediate family knows where it is. But that person, that hope, is in your heart, and you're remembering him or her, or that hope. Please take care of yourself during the holiday season. This is a very difficult time. Please reach out if you are in need. Give us a shout in the comments section. Let us know, and be prepared for that information coming next week about our walk in November. Take care. Have a great day.